Pop in, say hi. If you've never come into one of my lives before, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside. I'm a little bit diswired in this moment, only because I've been trying to go live, make a cup of coffee, clean my desk, put my groceries away, right? And I'm getting all flustered by that. But I am here. Hello, Owen. Thank you so much for coming in. And thank you, Owen, for all those amazing comments. You came into each one of my videos from my trip. And every time I posted, you came in and you said something nice about my video. And I could tell, being the first comment in the video, that you were watching my videos like right to the end. And I thought, oh, is that right? That's so amazing, right? Owen's just like the best person ever to have on Team Cindy ever. Wow. Equally to this gentleman, Andrew. And as you guys come in, pop in, say hi, meet the guys and the girls who have been hanging out with me for the longest time. And we've been doing this live show now. I have to go back into my content to actually figure out when. I don't know if either of you guys know when I started doing these Sunday night live shows. But I think it was only a few years after I started my YouTube channel. So I know I've been doing this for over 5 years, the live show. I am coming up to my 10th year anniversary, you guys. New Year's Eve, my very first video that I posted. I've got a lot of work to do. We don't even have a month. And I'm going 100 miles an hour with little things that seem to need to be getting done, and just seem to be piling up in a list. I just losing the track of time, I think. But I have to make a concerted effort because we've got some things coming up. We have the Christmas Eve party, you guys, don't we? Right? So I've got to get a community post ready for that on this set of days off. Tomorrow I have to go to the office and I have to deal with the new lease. I have to sign in my lease and sign in all the paperwork and hand in the pay stubs and everything, just to see how much I'm going to pay next year. I think I'm going to pay about $50 a month more than what I'm paying now, right? Seems almost not worth it having the government give us a few extra dollars here and there to help with the cost of living, because it puts us in higher income brackets. And then so a lot of people whose rent depends or is set at compared to how much money they're bringing in every month really don't benefit in any way, right? They really don't. It's just convenient that money is coming in when it does. But now, right, my rent is going to be $50 a month more because of it, right? So it is what it is. I'll pay my due when it comes to the government. The government has served me so well, and I'm so grateful to be a Canadian. I truly am. I'm grateful to be able to create my life the way that I want to create my life. And I'm doing just that. And I'm doing it uniquely, right? I'm here. Dave, do you know how long I've been doing these live shows? Hello, Dave. Hi, Owen. Hi, Andrew. Hello, Cindy. Do you have my Jeep Wrangler for under the tree for me this year? It was a really nice car to drive. It really was. I really liked it. I liked the shape. I liked the running boards around the car. It was really easy to get in and out of the car. So, you know, people think, well, these big trucks, you don't want to be driving them as you become more mature and you have the aches and pains setting in, and then maybe you might not be able to haul yourself into the vehicle well. Jeep really, I think, takes that into consideration because it was so easy. Might have even been easier than like a car, because you're not bending underneath for your vehicle and stuff. You're just kind of, right, getting on that running board and just kind of sitting in your seat, just sliding sideways into your seat. I really did love driving the Jeep. There just was not enough foot room for me if I wanted to use it as a sleep setup for when I go on my trips. I've already made the decision, you guys, that I am taking my tent next year on my trip. I'll get my vehicle for half the price because, right, I don't need anything monster. I just need something that will haul my gear, right? So it'll be half the price. I'll be able to save money there. I'm really shooting on purchasing a vehicle, right? I got to save $6,000. It might not seem like a lot of money for some people, but for me, that's a big haul. Saving that money at the same time, saving and doing things and acquiring things for the trip, which in the planning costs money too. So money is spent while I'm saving money at the same time. My trip cost me $7,000. They said, "Oh, Cindy, well, you could have gotten a vehicle last year." That's true, but I had to pay for my camping spots months before, right? I had that money, so I really couldn't consider. There's chopping off almost like $1,000 right there. That, you know, these things I acquired and the things that cost me money, I was spending that money while I was saving at the same time. So I really didn't know how much money I was going to have. I really didn't know. My sister was in charge of the holiday money. I am not allowed to touch it. Every once in a while, right? Right? I get away with a $20 bill coming out of that pool, but for the norm, yeah, she knows. That's my holiday money, you guys. Right? I don't come from that family that was taught finances. Right? None of us kids. Mind you, the kids were smart. Alice is an entrepreneur, and she is super smart. She has an amazing credit rating and everything. My sister Tracy, right, up until recently was a millionaire, right? She just got a divorce. It happens, right? But she's out of it now. And with those health issues, this will help to alleviate, right? She can have an amazing time and do some exploring in her own life too. But you know what? It's all of this. This just is in our choices. And life throws hiccups into our lives, and it throws rewards. And sometimes we can enhance that by putting in that extra effort and those rewards. That all came from Dave asking about the Jeep, right? I was just thinking, I was talking about it today, how much that trip, and I was telling my boss yesterday too, right? How much that trip cost me. And I said I could do absolutely anything in the whole world for that amount of money. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. And I want to buy a vehicle. So I thought this year we'll stay in Manitoba. I'll show you my beautiful province. You've seen lots of my beautiful province in the abandoned adventures and in the bushcraft adventures, but you didn't see it in provincial parks, right? I don't ever remember, except in when I showed you guys my audition video for Big Brother Canada, which started the whole ball rolling, right? I taped that at Black Lake, which was and is still my favorite Manitoba provincial park. Black Lake is a lake in Nopalming Provincial Park. Yeah, my favorite. I love Nopalming only because it's not super busy because you have to drive. It takes 3 hours to get up north, right? But beautiful. Oh my, what a beautiful drive there. You have seclusion. I have my favorite campsite and favorite area. The lakes are so calm. I could take my dinghies out there, just float around in my dinghies on the lakes, right? We have show and tell, by the way. Okay, and I haven't even been into the comments yet. And I'm super wired. You can see I'm super wired still. I just walked in the door. I still have my snow pants on. My feet are cold. I got it into a little bit of a huff with the guy at the bus shack who thought he was going to put me in my place. It was dark outside. He didn't see the color of the bags. He didn't recognize that I had a little bit of personality. And if he was going to be mean, but to be honest, I have to say, I started it. I did. Not like in a mean, aggressive, like kind of way, but something I said triggered him. And yeah, he decided he was going to let me have it. And I had already spent the very last bit of energy I had. And, right. I felt bad afterwards. I shouldn't have. But, if you go for the jugular, like I tell you, right, don't go for the jugular. Don't ever with me go for the jugular because it shows it will be the only time, right? Because I feel intent. And a lot of times I'll keep it to myself, right? Sometimes we can mumble under my breath, people's breaths. I can, I'll let the eyes rolling around up in your forehead. I'll let that slide. Sometimes a little bit of a right. But if you just get right out there and go for the jugular, right? It doesn't matter. You could be my best friend. You could be one of my sisters. You could be, right? You go to the jugular. That shows me that, right? You're out for the kill, that you really don't care. You are going to try to put me in my place. And at that point, I will step up, and I don't show myself well when I did that. And I didn't show myself well today. Some guy was in there who was a big, I don't know, he was a big, tough, tattooed, right, somebody I shouldn't have said anything to, but he was sitting there and he was horking, like he was, the snot, and he was spitting it on the ground, and we were all trying to stand there and wait for the bus because we're in the midst of a snowstorm. Since 3 o'clock, we've gotten about 2 feet of snow, you guys. I'm not even joking, right? I wish I could turn but we're doing this on my laptop and I got everything all plugged in, so I can't show you, but we're in the midst of a snowstorm and we're all in the bus shack trying to wait for the bus. And we got like 20 minutes before the bus is coming, and he's horking and snorting and spinning on the ground. And I'm not much of a horker, but I did the very best that I can because the place was already polluted anyway. And I just aimed it right at his toe on his boot, and I dropped it right there. And I said, "There you go," I says. "I'm just getting over the intestinal flu." And I turned around, and he didn't say anything for about 5 seconds because I took him by. He was shocked. I think he was stumbling because he was stumbling over himself. And I don't mean to laugh, but it doesn't happen very often, right? And neither one of us was right. Well, I did it for the right reasons. I said that for the right reasons, but I could have kept my mouth shut. But I don't always turn the other cheek, you guys, right? And what if he was sick and he was doing that? We're all in there. How many buses come in there right? And we're having thaws and freezes, thaws and freezes. And how many people is he getting sick, right? I couldn't even go and stand in there. I had to stand just outside the door, and I was covered in snow. There's no excuses, right? My dad used to say, two wrongs don't make a right. That's true. Two wrongs don't make a right. You do a wrong to somebody, right? And you recognize that. You could stumble over yourself, and you should, to make it right. But sometimes you can't make it right to that person. But making it right in another situation doesn't make it right, because you did that to that person, right? So you can do all the right you want, but unless you write it with that person, that's on you. That's a ding, right? But you can prove yourself and to others that that's not the norm, right? And me fessing up here in what I did, because I triggered him, right? I could have kept my mouth shut. Oh, the coffee's so hot, right? I rushed. I have my snow pants on. I got show and tell. I had to drag it all to me. And there were a few things that I had in other spots, because when I unloaded it, I didn't want it to get knocked or broken or anything. So I just put them in different spots. But the first thing I have is this real cool teacup. Oh, let me come into the comments, you guys, and see who's here. Owen and Andrew and Dave and hi, Kathy. Awesome. Just try to read the comments as we go down there. I hope everybody is doing well. I think we should all be settling into winter right now. I don't know about you guys, but we are having a snowstorm. It's kind of fun. I liked it. It was hard work, trudging. I had to go up to the grocery store by my house because it's the only place they sell the granny wagons. And I could see coming home from work last night with my staff charges, the wheels all wobbling. It guaranteed is going to pop off any day. I'm going to use it until it pops off. But I need to have my granny wagon, right? I'm not hauling anymore. I want to stay in good health, and right, I'm not overexerting myself. You know, you see 30-year-old men all broken down because they have these big construction jobs and these really hard jobs they have. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the 85-year-old little old lady who's on her mountain bike with her pink basket and her meatball cat, and right. And I want to be able to be mobile. It's why, right? I'm so grateful that I had that lesson in my I think it was in my late 30s, and I had that fasciitis that you get on your feet, and it lasted for 11 months. I almost had to quit my job. I could barely stand on my feet. It was just the pain was there constant, and you know me, I don't suffer aches and pains, and right, but when I do, I'm a little bit of a crybaby, and it was just the most miserable experience, and it was so long, and it lasted for 9 months, but I was told by the doctor it could last up to 11 or 12 months. And the guys in the paint department in the plant I worked at, because I ran the cafeteria, they didn't want me to quit, so they went to Mark's Work Warehouse and they got me these spaghetti shoes. I call them spaghetti shoes, and they looked like rubbery spaghetti, and they had Velcro, and you strap them over whatever shoes you were wearing. Took my weight right off my feet, and made it possible for me to hold on to that job and manage until my feet healed again. But after that experience, that was it. No more Walmart runners for me, ever. No name brand, nothing that was ever worn. I'm all about good shoes now. And if they are not amazing shoes, I have amazing inserts in there. My feet are the most important thing when it comes to my well-being, because I know as I age, there's going to be a trip up along the way. Just like my sister Tracy breaking her hip last year. Wow, she's had she's had some doozies. I can't imagine, but she's through it, right? We're moving forward now, and things are looking up for her, right? But I got my sister Alice this beautiful, beautiful teacup here. Yeah, so she likes the teacups, so I got her a teacup. And for me, I bet these were one of the things I pulled out and put away just because I didn't want to break it. It's made by Cuisinart, you guys. I got myself, can you read that? I got myself a frozen yogurt, ice cream, and sherbet maker. Brand new for $8 and a staff discount. So 6 times 8. Oh no, 3 times 8 is 24. So this cost me $5.60 for Cuisinart, you guys. Look at this. Heavy duty, still with all the recipe books and the whatever pieces it has to come with it. I'll check it out. Right? I still washed it and everything. But yeah, I kind of looked at the ingredients for making ice cream, and I won't use sugar, but I think I might use honey or fruit. I don't need sugar. I'll use fruit. Yeah, so I got a yogurt maker. So just to get the clothes out of the way, you guys, I got this for myself for summer. It was brand new with the tags on it. It's a maxi. It's a maxi sundress. It's so beautiful, right? I just love it. Gonna wear it all the time this summer. I had to have it. I'm slowing down on the clothes, but I'm staying in the house. The snowstorm's going to keep me in, and I have to recuperate after the week I had, you guys. I was so sick. I have no idea. I don't even remember coming in last Sunday, you guys, to all honesty, and I know I did, right? We had a live show last Sunday, but I was so sick. Monday and Tuesday was just awful. Wednesday, I was going to phone my manager, and I was going to call in sick for the first time in any job ever, right? I just didn't think I could do it. And the moment it was like a miracle. The moment I picked up the phone, put it to my ear, right? It was just instant relief. I remember just giving a big sigh, and the tension in my stomach was going, and the pain in my back was all alleviated. My head cleared up, and I went, ooh, and I noticed it instantly. So I said, okay, let's just sit here. Maybe my boss is out on a coffee break or something. I got till 2 o'clock. She can do, right? It's enough time for her to figure out what she wants to do if I call in sick. Well, it wasn't if I call in sick, when I call in sick. What I was doing was procrastinating, because I don't like to disappoint people that way, right? So it would have been very, very hard for me to phone my boss and to disappoint her that way, because I know it would have thrown a wrench into everything, right? I pulled through for the weekend. That was the best that I could do. But yeah, I didn't think I could do it, and then instantly it was over. But I was exhausted. I was tender, right, from the whole experience. Yeah, I hadn't had one of those, and I'd say 10 years. It was crazy town. So this week, this set of days off, I want to recuperate, you guys. I want to do a little bit of resting. Let's start with some books. Oh, it's not a book. It's new camping gear. I'm replacing my camp toaster, right? A new one in a box came in. So for $1.50 in a staff for $1, it was only $1 for me. So I thought I'd replace my toaster for my camp stove. I'm replacing hopefully my camp stove too. I put in my Christmas request list into my sister, who requests it every single year, and I thought it would be good before I retire, right, that I get my camping gear all sorted for myself. And I said, maybe a new propane gas stove, right? Only because the hinge on my it works great. I love my little camp stove. But when I retire, right, I don't want to be fighting with the lid of the stove, right, and have it overweight and tipped it, right? I just thought, there you go. There's my list, a new camp stove. Okay, a book. The Rock and Water Garden Expert. I thought, I'm looking possibly at some unorganized land in northern Ontario. Unorganized meaning it's like crown land. Well, not like crown land. You buy the property, it's your property, and you can build on it whenever, if ever you want to, right? It's yours. So if you want to live in your truck, you want to live in a trailer, right? While you're building, you can take your time building, right? You can live how you want, right? As long as you're not getting complaints and you're ruining the environment, you're not going to have any problems with anybody. But wouldn't it be nice if I had a rock and water garden and if I was an expert in that? Picking up hobbies and learning about flowers along the way. I love Mother Nature, but I'm not good with the flowers. I'm okay with the types of trees, okay, right? I'm not perfectly, I'm sure I make mistakes there. But when it comes to plants and stuff, and I should be, I'm like a shaman out in the bush, right? And I should know. And I'm always looking at them, like I'm right, and seeing how the light reflects off of them and how pretty they're growing and how sturdy they are. And I wonder if they're edible, and I have no idea if they're edible because, right? I don't know. I don't study these things, and I actually thought about it, right? I got this for my brother-in-law, Ian. He is going to go cuckoo, right? My brother-in-law, Ian, is the most amazing brother-in-law ever. He takes good care of my sister and my niece, and he's been a good friend for me for decades now. And I don't see him a lot, right? I see him a few times a year now. But that affection for each other, that'll never change. And he has saved my sister numerous times this year, like literally saved my sister Tracy numerous. He's the best thing that had ever happened to our family was that Ian. And yet he would be embarrassed to know that we think that way of him, right? Because he's pretty hard on himself, my brother-in-law Ian, but he is so amazing. We are so lucky to have him in our life. And I came across a brand new Columbia fanny pack. He loves bike riding. He right comes home from work, he jumps on his bike and he takes off. But he needs a good fanny pack, and he might have a fanny pack, but it won't be a Columbia brand new with all the pockets, enough for all his gear and everything he needed, even a loaf of bread to take home if my sister, right? So send them off to the grocery stores and make sure on your way home you pick up a loaf of bread. So I thought that was a great present for my brother-in-law, Ian. I also got him this year. Oh, it had a $2.50 price tag. I know. I took it, right? Because it had a price tag on it, but I would never have priced it that. I would have probably put $12.50 on that, and somebody would have happily have given me that money that I wanted, because they know that would have cost them $70 or $80 in the store, right? Brand new. I shake my head, but I'll take advantage of it as also a customer in that store. Someone who loves to say score for self. So that will be for my brother-in-law, Ian, with his new gloves. Okay, let's come into the comments for a couple of minutes. What did you use to get into the encampment in the snow years ago? It was my brother-in-law's truck, Dave. He had, right, my brother-in-law, Ray, he had a good life, right? He's not in the family anymore. He lost his place, his own fault, right? But he was a house husband. He had everything he wanted. He got a farm bought for him. He got a 350 truck, all, what do you call that? Monster truck, where you get all the extras and the big tires and the chrome and running bar, right? Everything, fog lights, everything. He had side by sides. He had snowmobiles. He was a spoiled. He was a house husband, right? Not just wives get to stay home when they get married. Sometimes the husbands do too. He was a hard worker, right? And he was a hard Christian, but he was a hard man who didn't have much respect for the human being. And that's the truth. And yeah, he was the one with the wheels, right? In order to get, he could drive that truck through 3 feet of snow into the fields in the middle of winter and not even be worried that he was going to be stuck out in the bush all winter. He had no problems. That was a nice truck that he had there. Oh my goodness. Look at this. No, Grace, that's my niece. She cannot have it. Look at that one, right? I don't drink Starbucks coffee myself very often, on occasion if there's no Tim Hortons around, but I am a Tim Hortons girl. But look at that beautiful, beautiful Starbucks gym mug that I'll probably end up giving it to my niece. Yeah, I'll ask my sister, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my niece is into the Starbucks mug, so we'll give that to my niece. I already got her a present, but now it looks like I got her something else. Let me take a sip of my coffee before we got on to the good thing. But you guys, that Starbucks mug would have been $60. It wasn't more than $2. Guaranteed, it didn't have more than a $2 price tag, right? I'd like to put more on them, but I don't catch all this stuff. This is stuff that I find, right? And I find them with great tags on them. Of course, I'm going to take them. I'm waiting for my new camp chair to come in. The camp chair that I have, my sister Tracy bought for me in a camp kit. And it was a great chair. But remember, I left it out in the field all winter when my tent caved in on me and I had to get out of the field before the storm got too bad. It's even worse tonight, right? But it's done in. It's right. So that needs to be replaced. I'm just waiting to see something nice to come in. I bought that for somebody here, so I can't show you guys that. I just put that because I'm putting a little care package away, or a care package together for somebody. So I just want to make sure that they don't see this stuff. I collect smalls, you guys. I know I didn't need them all, but they kind of came as a family. Let's just say that. First, I'll just show you. Look at, it's actually a little container of frogs. There must be, oh my goodness, they got little magnets on them. They're little magnet frogs. Oh my goodness. Oh, do they go all over my fridge? Frogs are one of my totems. I have many totems. But it seems a lot of them are the lizard family because, I have the the frog, I have the turtle, I have the dragonfly, I have the dragon. But I'm right. If there was any animal that I would be a little bit uncomfortable with, it would be the snake, right? I would jump at a snake, even a snake that looks like a garter snake. I would be, and yet I picked up the slugs and the worms that would go out onto the sidewalks when it would rain, right? So they wouldn't drown. But in Vancouver, it rains and then 1 minute and then shines the next all day long. And right, I could be picking up slugs and worms all day long. And it broke my heart. I couldn't walk by them and know that right, nobody else was going to stop and pick them up and put them in the grass so that they could live, right? So I was always late for school because I was always picking up slugs. And if you've ever seen a true slug we have in Vancouver, I've probably seen bigger slugs than that, but they're like this, and they come in all different colors, and they have polka dots and stuff like caterpillars do, how caterpillars are all different, but slugs don't have fur. They have slime. They're just right? But I don't have the heart to see them die, right? So that's one thing I'm not doing. If I went to go visit Vancouver and there was a rainy day and I saw the slugs, I'd be, oh my goodness, in my state right now, I'd be out there in the rain until the rain stopped for sure. Okay, you guys, let's come down here. Okay, I think we are done. Let's just keep going into these. So I sit at my desk, you guys, here. I edit video. I'm listening in on university lectures and conversations. I'm taking in lessons and I'm doing studies and topics where, I'm planning in moving forward in. And I'm always doing so much at my desk, but my big picture window is here. And I refuse to put curtains on my big picture window. I could see the legislative building sort of kind of, because now I have a great big monitor that's blocking that view. But that's okay. I see the tree lines. I see the lights of the city. I see the snow coming down. It's beautiful. I still have a big picture window, but that cold air, it comes through the window and I get quite a chill. And one of those couch bags came in, those house coats with the hoodies, but one of those great big long ones that go below your knees. Oh, doesn't that look so soft and comfortable? So this is what I'm going to wear this winter while I'm sitting at my desk. And if you guys ever see it, you know that I'm actually in my pajamas if I'm doing my live show in this. I make sure that when I do my live, I take it off, because if I'm wearing it, it means I've been wearing it all day long and didn't bother to take off my pajamas today. These things are expensive too, right? Oh my goodness. This one's called 32 Heat. Ooh. Right? So it's going to be a hottie. And so this is perfect for me when it gets 40 below zero. I can't even see 2 blocks away, you guys. 2 blocks away. That's how hard it's snowing right now. The snow crews, yeah, they're going to kill the budget today in snow plowing. Even the group home across the street, because they have to keep it clear, because they have nurses, stations, and the ambulances are always there. Another reason why you guys always see the ambulances. They stop quite often there because people are recuperating, and because they have post-operative appointments and stuff. They have to stay in the city. So their communities, which are up north, they buy these. Somebody in my neighborhood told me that used to be a motel. Kind of looks like possibly it might have been a motel, but it's interesting to know that this area wasn't always residential, right? But it's so soft, you guys. I only paid $6.50 for it, so it was like $4.80 for me. And that's going to be Absolutely amazing. I'm going to do laundry tomorrow so that on my days off I do get to enjoy my new house coat. I don't know if they call them. I think they call them Snuggies or something. My coffee's at the best temperature, you guys. One more sip. One of my customers, this is my favorite coffee cup. I took it with me when I went on my trip to Ontario. One of my customers found it for me because he knew I loved Bubba. Bubba is my favorite brand for coffee mugs. And it has a beautiful bottom which fits into the coffee holders when you're driving nice vehicles. And it's purple. What a great color. Yeah. Okay. Look at this, you guys. I put 2 pairs of mitts. You guys know I picked up 6 pairs of mitts this summer because I lost 6 pairs of mitts last winter. So I replaced them. But nice mitts are still coming into the store. And I like nice mitts. I like my mitts to match my jacket, and I need a new winter jacket too. I can't believe I didn't get a winter jacket this year, and I needed one too, right? So I got extra mitts. So I've got a couple of extra pairs of mitts. I put them in my backpack because my backpack is always with me, and I put an extra toque in there, and that's for the homeless. So anybody I see that doesn't have a pair of gloves, I will just give them. I will just give them a pair of mitts, right? Because I get them for like a couple dollars, and that will be my good thing. Because I remember I gave a couple away, and that I might have included those couple in those 6 pairs that I had lost. And I'm thinking now I probably did. But look at these mitts. Aren't those a beautiful color? Wow, look at those mitts. I want an orange winter coat, you guys. Orange, those colors. I want a winter coat, those colors. I'm manifesting it. I'm not manifesting a new one, right? I'm manifesting one with a good deal that I can walk out of the store going, score, right? Yeah, really love these. Really love these mitts. So these mitts are mine. So now that these mitts are mine, now we'll take another pair of mitts out of my collection and put another pair in my backpack so I can give away mitts this year. That's what I'm going to be. That's going to be my give back, right? You don't need much to give back. I don't know, Kathy, if these were good ones. I got a couple of more coloring books, so I got like 4 or 5 of them for you here, right? But I don't know if you like these kind of ones. It doesn't seem like he's maybe. Have you ever heard of Antonia Cardella? So, right, Fantastic Creatures is the name of these color. Nancy is sorry, Kathy. Kathy does adult colorings, and she sent me one. It's one of my favorites. I keep it. Look at talk about slugs and snails, you guys. What a coincidence! Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. So I don't know. But if you didn't like that one, but then maybe you would see you would know some children or something or some other adults that might use this one. This one is Coloring Heaven. Fairies. All of them are fairies, right? Every every single page is a different fairy. So I got you those, and I'll send those out to you, but you gotta wait until after the Canada Post goes back, just like everybody else. Don't expect your Christmas cards, you guys, this year. That is I don't have to do the cards, and I'm not saying don't have to do the cards, but when I say that, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I have such a busy, so many things that I've got to get done. On the priority list is to get the running deck for my 54 powerful words. I don't know if I showed you guys. I showed them on my other live show, but the measurement on my deck of cards is 5 centimeters by 10 centimeters. This is what my cards are going to be like. And it's just going to be one word across, right? Maybe colored or artistry or something. But on the other side, I will have on the same side, it'll be the word and the quote or the thought that I had that went alongside the word. Remember what I was doing at the park every morning? That will go there. And then on the other side, this will be broken in 3. And I will have dark clouds with like black, high gloss with my branding color, which is that burnt orange. And it'll be like lightning bolts coming out of the cards. And then the little square underneath it is still clouds, but with just the sun poking through the clouds. And then in the bottom square, it's going to be a bright sunny day, right? There's shadow work cards, right? 54 powerful words are powerful words that we're meant to reflect on or to look at when we're going through difficult times or we ask that question. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I've got to get that deck done. I've got about 30 here. I've got about another 20 of them to do. Then I'm just going to put the words and the quote on the other side on these ones. And I'm just going to go to town. And that's what I will bring into my What's My Good Cheer, which is my other podcast. And those will be my working words. That will stop me from going off in subjects that will, right? Those subjects will pop up here and there. Like today it happened to me where I just went off and I had no idea. I'm going to go back into that live show that I did today because I know there was some magic there and I know there were some good messages, right? Right? Not just for me though, even, right? I just put it out there, but each one makes their choices. But yeah, I have to make a point tonight to make sure I go in there. But I also have to print up all my taxes and I have to get all my pay stubs together and everything because tomorrow I got to go down to the office and, right, deal with the new lease. I also got permission to use, we've got the Senior Citizens Community Center in the same building on the main floor. And then they have a rec area on the second floor. And I'm going to use the second area because it's a little bit more private. And I'm going to make a video, you guys. All my rocks. I'm going to have good lighting, good sound, and a nice comfortable atmosphere. I'll have my tripods going, right? I got a sink down there where I can wash and scrub everything, and we could take a good look at all the rocks and reminisce and have a little bit of chit chat about that amazing trip that I was on because it kind of got abruptly kind of cut off and I wasn't able. All I could do was just go home because there was no more storage on anything, but grateful, right? It's kind of neat because I was able to get every single park. Oh, and there was one park, you guys, that I haven't posted a video at. I could post that one. I could put Kettle Lake, you guys. I found all the footage. It was back there, but I found Kettle Lakes, you guys. So I could put that provincial park up. It was my third park, right? And we totally missed it. We went straight to Martin River and we totally missed the Kettle Lakes on that one. But right, that content is there. And I think what I'll do is this week I will film the rock collection and what everything we found on the trip. I will edit little Kettle Lakes that I found the content for so I could post that on Wednesday. So then Wednesday will be my day off from being online, right? I've been trying to take 1 or 2 days off from being online. I think I've been pushing myself and holding myself accountable. I know I can hold myself accountable. We know that. You got that lesson down, Peg, Cindy. Give yourself a break. It's not absolutely necessary that I show up every day, but I don't just do that for myself, right? Right? Because I never know when that day is, then that one person who was meant to be there, right? And I wasn't there. And this is the way I think sometimes. But I've been really enjoying taking the Wednesdays off when I post a video. So I was thinking maybe I would post a video. Good idea. Maybe I'll post Kettle Lakes and then just film, and then, right, we'll show the crystals next week. So that'll be the video for next week in order to get my Wednesday off. I'm drinking lots of fluids. And yes, this is a cup of coffee, but it's only my second cup of coffee today. And I didn't even finish my coffees. I'm not finishing my coffees, but right, I want to keep those fluids going. I also have a great big iced tea here, this Brisk Zero. I got a big iced tea here, right? So, and I picked up some fruit. I haven't had dinner or anything yet, but I picked up some fruit. So I think I'm going to have fruit. I'm going to try and eat a little bit better. I have been doing really, really good. I'm trying to stay as close to as meat, vegetables, fruit, and dairy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not looking at losing weight. I'm looking at eating healthy. And I think just sticking in those 4 food groups, I mean, right? That's how we've always lived off the land, right? And, I was even saying last week, remember that I said that I would probably make a good vegetarian because I eat so little meat. We're having our Christmas party next Saturday. They say, what do we want for our Christmas? Everybody's saying chicken, right? And they're going to be so angry with me when they see how I eat chicken. I don't get close to the bone. I peel everything off. And people look at you and I go, that was so delicious. And they look at me and go, you didn't even touch it. And they do get upset sometimes. My family did at the very least. Yeah, chicken day was not for me. I think I would have made a good vegetarian. Oh, you guys, this is beautiful. And I have the perfect spot for it. You'll see it on Christmas Eve because I'm going to move my office chair in front of the fireplace here. So we'll have the fireplace and a little bit more Christmassy and just a different landscape, right? But look what I got. This cost, I found it on the shelf and went, oh my goodness. For me, it was $1.75. Here we go. $1.75, you guys. Birds and trees. Look at those. Oh, and you guys know I love my trees. Like, yeah, if you saw this wall, which is all natural wood, a lot of it is hand carved pieces that I find in the store that, people have spent hours and hours loving on, and they handmade them. So I love those things, the duck decoys and the eagles, and I got a hand carved Mother Mary out there. Got loons. I could just go. I got a walnut, a carved walnut, and it opens up, and it's made out of a piece of wood, right? Yeah, I think it was meant to hold pipe tobacco, but isn't that nice? It wasn't even $2, you guys. Look at the little steel birds on it. I just absolutely love it. So yeah, the spot's going to be over here. So you guys will see it on Christmas night. Okay. And I will be here on the dot, ready to go. Right. I might even come in at 7 p.m. I have Christmas Eve off this year, you guys. Yes, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. It'll be in my community post anyway. Okay, let's come down here in the comments and see what I missed out. Yeah, it's still on strike. They're really sticking it to us. They ruined Christmas for a lot of people. They didn't have to do that, right? They didn't have to do that. My sister's livelihood is tied up with Canada Post too. So, it's they held the public hostage a little bit. I believe you should have the right to fight for your cause, but you don't drag other people into it is right. It's your battle. Like Canada Strike, like use the laws, use your rights, don't use the public. It kind of reminds me of what, remember when, I don't usually talk about these kind of things, but when Will Smith went up on that stage and he smacked, was it Jonathan Hart? Was that his name? And he smacked him across the face at the Academy Awards, and then when he got his award that same night, he had to come back onto the stage and he dragged his friend Denzel Washington as his emotional support and as a little backup for his explanation as to what happened that night. And I thought, that was your battle, right? You decided to slap another man, and in looking for support, you publicly declared your friends, right, how loyal they are to you and the great advice. And I thought, that's pretty bad, right? That's your battle. And you don't drag your friends. He didn't give you permission to do that. There wasn't enough time span between when you smacked that man and when you made that statement to actually, right, be able to have these conversations that actually offered you up permission to use him as backup, as support, right? Yeah, so you got to ask permissions that way. I don't know why I dragged into that. I don't normally get into that battle, but then again, today was a little bit of a day of a battle. I didn't have battles today, but I had that guy who was spitting in the bus shack, right? Then he was calling me all kinds of names and right. I don't always turn the other cheek, and that's the truth. But I do always feel bad, and that is my nature. Bras are usually $5, and this sports bra came in to work, and it's like a top, so it's not like I'm showing you my underwear or anything like that, right? And it's sport, and it's all double lined, and all that support is there, and these things are very expensive. It's in Chinese money, so I couldn't how much it is, but I would assume maybe $60, right? And it had a $2.50 price tag on it. So it was my size. I don't normally wear a sports bra, but if it's comfortable, maybe that's something that I can wear underneath my new house coat. And you guys won't know that I'm in my pajamas. Yeah. I am going to rest, you guys, this weekend. I'm going to do what I need to do. I was really sick last week, and I got tons done. I got so much done, and I was very proud of myself, and I wasn't super exhausted. I can only see a block away, you guys, now. It's really coming down. It's definitely about 1.5 feet of snow now outside, 1.5 feet of snow. I wish I could turn my laptop around so that you guys could see, right? But it would mess up for sure because it would switch from being connected to my computer to being hooked up in uniform Wi-Fi, so there might be a little bit of hiccup and we might lose the live show. I don't know if I told you guys, but I have a big, beautiful quilt. It's an IKEA quilt. Those quilts are so expensive. They're like $300, over $300 for the queen size. But I fell in love with it, just like my Keen boots. Now I'm paying $235 for my winter boots because I happened onto an amazing product, and I'm happy to spend that money on my boots, right? And well worth every single penny in those boots. But I find myself in the same situation with this IKEA quilt because I just love the quilt. It's the best quilt I have. But I put my foot through it. All the stuffing is coming out. It looks like it's shedding. It's in really bad shape, but I love it still. So I didn't know what I was going to do, and I think I've decided I'm going to patch it. It would take 2 patches to fix the size of pillowcases. So two pillowcase size patches will need to be done on this quilt in order for it to be repaired. I'm happy to do that. But I don't want to be dragging my clean quilt onto the floor and sitting here taking lessons in or whatever and sewing the patches, because that's what I would do because it's monotonous and takes forever. I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, 3 if I can, and just sit here and sew. It might take me a couple of weeks to get done, but we'll get that done. The reason I'm talking about that is because I bought a duvet. So we're going to put the quilt in a duvet. And this is one of the primary colors. And you might say, ooh, that's kind of bland, isn't it? It kind of is a little bit bland. But the accent colors with this is white. And this is kind of a slate gray, really light slate gray. Is white and canary yellow. So this is going to be really nice when I do have my bedroom and I set it up and decor it. So it might not work right this moment because I don't have my picture up there, which is the where I'm pulling all the colors from. But right, I need that duvet now. So we're going to get some laundry done. I'll wash my new duvet and then I'll put it in the bag, and then I'll just drag the duvet over onto the floor every once in a while and spend an hour, right, patching up my quilt. The duvet is there for good, right? But at least it won't get any worse. My quilt won't get any worse. This was probably the most expensive thing that I bought. It was $10. With my staff discount, it was $7. It's a queen size duvet. So it's like a big pillowcase for your quilt. That's what a duvet is. Duvet cover. I'm just going to throw that over there. Perfect. I have a pair of Canada gloves. So this came in. I have my favorite hats, but I do on occasion like to be patriotic and yeah. Isn't that nice? It was $1.50. It's like brand new. It's never been worn, right? And yeah, now cover my ears, and then in the spring you just tie a knot on the top, right? And it just becomes like a little toque for that, right? Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like my toques. I like staying warm in the winter, you guys. Okay, what do I got here? Oh, this is a jewelry bag. Yes, you guys know Cindy likes jewelry. I got the name tags for all my presents because my presents are done. So on my list this weekend is to get some Christmas present wrapping done. The presents are taken care of. They got taken care of without me even knowing. But these were only 30 cents, and they're enough name tags so every present can have a name tag, and I got beautiful wrapping paper. Remember last payday, we got all that beautiful wrapping paper. So what else did I get? Oh, for plug-in for my computer stuff, I grabbed, it was only 70 cents. So, but because it has two of them, I can plug it in there, and I can plug more stuff in. And right, I'm just leaning over there. Now look at me. That's a computer station. Okay, my jewelry. You guys know I love the daisies, and I got a little pair of daisy earrings. They're just right. I like to wear the daisies. I buy the brooches, so of course, I buy them when they come up. So I got a little wood one with carved bone, right? Very unique, right? And I just pin them to the frame of my earring board. This one's also really cool. Look at this one, you guys. It's a mallard. Somebody hand carved that and painted it and put a pin on the back and gave that maybe to their wife or maybe to their mom. Who's to say? But a piece of carved wood, some handmade. They did such a good job on that too. I love it. Love it. I forgot I grabbed that one. What? What's this? Oh, yes, that is. I said I don't do shells. Shells aren't coming into my house. I don't do shells. Can you imagine me as a shell collector? Oh my goodness, going to all these beaches and stuff. Okay, this is shells. It is shells, but it's a piece of artwork, and I do believe it is a brooch. Oh, it's not. It's a small for my cabinet. That's what it is. It's a turtle, you guys. Look at, made of shells. It's a turtle made of shells. So I'm going to wash him, and then I'm going to put him up on the top of my computer, let him get some sun for a couple of days, and then he goes into my smalls cabinet. Oh, I like that one. Beautiful. Just love them. Little just slivers of wood, you guys. Just little slivers in acrylic in a little picture frame. Each, they're beautiful. Wow, how creative is that? Absolutely love them. Earrings, you guys. Just love them. And then these were fun. And they're nice. I only buy the earrings with the hooks on them. I don't like the pin ones. Wow, beautiful. I just love that mallard. You can get a good look at that. It's hand carved and hand painted. They did such a beautiful, beautiful job on it. It's just amazing. Okay. I don't know about you guys in the States, but here in Canada, plastic straws are gone forever. Plastic straws are never, ever coming back. And I do believe they are lessening the plastic products that are going to be allowed to be made and manufactured or imported in this country, right? So what came into the store? Plastic straws. These were $1 with my staff discount. They were 70 cents. And there, I got straws. I got a box of straws too, but these are really good quality one. These are silicone ones. So these are going to be really nice in the mouth, and they're bendable and soft. These are really, really nice. And you can boil them to sanitize them out too. Yeah, these are really good quality. They're not cheap ones. So I'm happy to have those. My winter closet is switched over, you guys. But There isn't a lot of space. Can you hear the wind? That's the storm outside. It's pretty soon I'm not going to be able to see out my window, right? I said it was only, I can only see a block away. I think it's going to be less than that within the half an hour. It's pretty bad. My clothes are all out, but I have a hard time choosing outfits. I like to look in my closet and say, oh, let's have that pair of pants and that top and that sweater, right? I can't do that because I got piles and I don't know what's in the piles. So I want to put all my pants on pant hangers and make space in my closet. My hoodies do not need to hang in the closet, right? There's the shelf space there. Those can sit neatly, and that way I could just look up at my hoodies and say, which hoodie do I want? Grab the hoodie, then look at the closet space and say, which pair of pants do I want to wear? And they're sitting all there nice and neat on their pant hook. Okay, what else do I have here? Don't know if you guys remember these Jell-O containers. Do you guys remember these as kids? In the 70s, we had these, right? My mom would make Jell-O in them every once in a while and send us to school in the Tupperware. Tupperware had them, right? These ones aren't Tupperware, but they're kind of like that. So I thought I would grab them. They were only $1. Yeah, they were only $1. So I grabbed those. I grabbed those for my kitchen. Okay, let me look around here. There were a couple of things, but I had to leave them off to the side because, again, like I said, I have a few packages that I'm putting together. So I want to make sure that those items are right. I'm not flashing them off to you guys and letting you know what they are. Well, Kathy knows she's getting a couple of them, but she knows what she's getting anyway, right? Yeah, she's getting the coloring books. Okay, let's come into the comments here. Yeah, they're huge, eh? You lived in Vancouver too, Kathy? You lived in Vancouver too? Oh my goodness. I was there up until 1980. I moved to Manitoba when I was 18 years old. I moved from Vancouver. We've been all over the BC province, including the island. My dad was a nomad. He made his money by buying houses and selling them right away. He never even fixed them up. He would just put them up for sale again for a profit, right? And yeah, I went to so many schools when I was a kid. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Nancy. So you guys, if you don't know, last Wednesday I uploaded the last video from my my September trip, my holidays, right? And then when I came home and I was editing them, I saw this little sweet piece that I was talking about Nancy, right? So I had to message Nancy. I was almost finished editing. I was ready to render my video when Nancy got back to me and said, oh, Cindy, just leave it in, because Nancy doesn't care or anything, but I would never, right, spew anything without her, right, permission or anything. So if you guys saw that video, I did contact Nancy and make sure that it was okay with her that I left that in. But it was 100% true what I said, Nancy. Right, the way you find joy in your life, and that's an inspiration, 100%. Because some people, right, they just miserable and cry and whine, and right, because life isn't treating them the way they think they should be treated. Well, you don't get to dictate everything, and every once in a while we're going to get kicked. And every once in a while, when you're down already for the count, somebody's going to crawl out of the woodwork and give you another kick, because they know that's the only way they can get you, is when you're down for the count already. Yeah. Yeah. That's our Nancy, you guys. Yeah. Okay. Oh, good, Kathy. You'll get to see a little bit of the community room downstairs. Yeah, I live in a pretty decent building, right? And the people who live here with me, they're really nice and they respect my privacy. They know I'm a very private person. I'm always courteous. I'm always smiling. I do the small talk, but right, I'm not hanging out with you. We're not going to be pals. I'm not going to come to the community meetings. I'm not going to come to decorate day, right? I might come to a potluck or something just to be right, just let people know that I do care. But yeah, it's in my norm. It's not my thing. I wouldn't enjoy myself, right? I wouldn't enjoy myself. But yeah, so I'll get that video filmed. I'll get that video filmed. I think tomorrow I'll get that done and get my laundry done tomorrow. Then the next day I'll start editing Kettle Lake, which is the provincial park that we missed on our trip. I'll edit that one and we'll shoot that one up, and that will be my video for this week. Wednesday I won't be online at all, so I'll be wrapping Christmas presents, communicating with my sister Tracy to see how she's doing. She's going to be out of the hospital officially for a week tomorrow, and I haven't talked to her since the middle of the week last week, so we're just going to make sure she's okay. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Work on the cards, right? Get those cards loaded out, because that will serve me really, really well to have those cards done. It'll help me to ground and not take off in places, right? And topics that, right? Chris Rock, that's his name. Chris Rock, you're right. What did I say? Jonathan Rock or something like that, didn't I? Kathy says, I won't be here on Christmas Eve this year. I am going to be opening up my door this year for the people of my building to come and see my layout this year. Everyone here wants to see it. What a great idea, Nancy! Oh my goodness, you are going to be a little socialite on Christmas Eve? How amazing is that? I'm so excited for you, Nancy. What a great idea, too. What a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. Oh, my goodness. Maybe you could have like a box there for Christmas cheer board or Christmas Nancy board or right? Or be an entrepreneur and charge $1 at the gate to come in and check out your right? And then maybe donate that money if you wanted to the committee. I'm sure you have some kind of social committee in your building too, Nancy. Oh, that's so cool. I love that idea, Nancy. You have the most amazing time. I can't imagine you not. But yeah, you're going to be a rock star that night. You're going to be a little socialite for sure. Yeah. Wear something cute, Nancy. Okay. Yeah, really creative idea. I remember when I was a kid and my dad, in between fishing, he drove taxi, and we lived in this condo in the city of Port Moody. It was just a new part of Vancouver, but it was just starting to grow. And what I was going to say about my dad, it was something pretty interesting, something kind of like what Nancy was talking about. Oh, the Halloween. So what I did is we did on Halloween, we did a Halloween house in my basement while my dad was sleeping, because right when he wasn't fishing, he was doing the night shift as a cab driver, and he would sleep during the day. and my mom worked at the hospital, so she was gone all day. So we made a haunted house in the basement, and we stood at the door, and we took 25 cents from every single person to go into our haunted house in the basement. And it was an absolute riot. I remember it was so busy we couldn't control all the kids in the neighborhood who wanted to see our haunted house with our jello brains and our toilet paper molds and body parts and people jumping out, trying to be quiet in scaring people, but people were yelling and screaming right and left. And we knew we were going to wake my dad because it just got out of hand, like the whole neighborhood. We just thought for a few people, and the next thing you know, we were in business, right? And my mom came home from work, and it was still going on. We broke her favorite vase. It wasn't a vase, it was a fish ornament. We broke that. I was very young. I think I was maybe 7 years old, maybe. I was fairly young. And my dad came downstairs. I don't know if he wore earplugs or what, but he seemed no worse for an where my mother, of course, freaking out as to what happened and everything. I didn't even get in trouble. My dad didn't even say anything. In fact, my dad was pretty proud of me, right? Because I was being entrepreneurial. He was like that too, with the Kool-Aid stands and stuff like this. Anything, right, that we did to make a little bit of money. Yeah, remember that. It's neat that you jogged that memory in me, right? Yeah, but you're gonna have such a blast, Nancy. Okay. Oh, we're getting close, you guys. Oh my goodness. Don't go all out, because you know when you get the Christmas one done, Nancy, wait till Easter and you got a massive Easter bunny thing, right? Like an Easter hunt on the train. Oh, isn't that cool? And then when people come in the train, they might have a certain amount of seconds to see how many eggs they can spot, right? Right? In your setting. I don't know. But once you start, Nancy, that's it. You're going to be the queen of that building, and you'll be doing your train set platforms like every holiday. Yeah, but beautiful. Your Christmas one was spectacular. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it. Aw, that's sweet, Nancy. See, that's your little drummer girl give back, right? That's your little drummer girl give back. That's amazing. we could all be homeless come February. You never know, Nancy. You might warm up to President Trump. Right? I'm waiting to see if that happens. If things go your way, maybe President Trump will do something out of appreciation and recognition through the struggles that you have, Nancy. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. I suspect President Trump is going to do something pretty kick butt to gain favor with the public. I can see that. No, we'll see. I am still optimistic, Nancy. I'm still optimistic. Okay, you guys, that was my show and tell. I really need to have something to eat now. Clean up this mess. Get into some lessons. Get those papers all printed out so that they're sitting there waiting to go, and I can get my lease all signed up for next year. Yeah, and let's hope my rent doesn't go up too much, right? Okay, you guys, that's it for tonight. We'll see each other. Well, will it be Christmas time? 14. Oh, you guys. 14, 23rd. You know what? We'll have three shows that week, right? Because there'll be my Sunday night show, there'll be the Christmas Eve show, and then there'll be the 10-year anniversary show on New Year's Eve. Yeah, we got a busy month. I got lots of, I even want to get that video done because that's supposed to be a premiere, that one. And I've got to go through a lot of content in that one so that I could tell my story. That's what I'm going to do. It's 10-year anniversary. What else am I going to do as a video presentation? Of course I'm going to do my 10 years on YouTube, right? And that one will be a premiere for maybe New Year's Day. Good idea. My New Year's Day video. That's a good one. Okay, you guys, everybody have a great night. Thank you, Andrew, Owen, Kathy, you guys, Nancy, thank you for showing up. Great idea, Nancy. I love that idea. Yeah. Dave showed up tonight too. That's awesome. I love it when Dave shows up. You guys have a great night. Time for some din-din. Bye.